So good morning to one and all. So we are discussing about the patient monitoring care equipments. So under that, previous in the last class we are discussed about the diagnosis, calibration, and repairability of the patient monitoring equipment. So in that session, so we are discussed various uh, diagnosis equipments and some more calibration equipments and also different electrical uh, systems. Okay, so under different repairable equipments or for installing an instrument, so different instruments are required like multimeters, uh, voltmeters. Okay, and like that we can discuss the different equipments for patient monitoring equipment for installation, calibration, and diagnosis. And today's session we have to discuss about the other instrumentation equipment for patient monitoring. Other instrumentation equipment for patient monitoring. So we are seeing different elements, that is different what we call them as a different diagnostic elements are in intensive care unit. We have different types of uh, equipments for the skin electrodes, amplification equipment. Okay, so like that we have number of patient monitoring equipments were discussed in the first lesson. Okay, so after that, in addition to those patient monitoring equipments, those LCD CRT screen displays and uh, and rate meters, alarm systems. In addition to that, there are some other instrument systems are required. Instrument systems are required for the patient care, patient monitoring, for monitoring of the patients. So that we will see. So here, so there are some other special medical instruments in use for patient monitoring other than the instruments at the bedside of the patient. So generally at the bedside of the patient, what we'll have? So display systems, recording systems, and ECG machine, and also you can observe the heart measuring instruments, I mean pressure measuring instruments, okay, blood pressure measuring instruments, and oximeters also. Okay, in addition to this, there are certain instrumentation systems are required for monitoring of the patients. So here there are three types of systems you can generally observe in any hospital systems. So the first one is a surgical monitoring system, surgical monitoring system, and second one is an atrial diagnostic unit, and last one is a catheterization lab. So there are three types of systems generally we can observe other than the regular equipments used for patient monitoring. So the first one is a surgical monitoring system. Okay. So in the surgical monitoring system, so this system consists of a large multi-channel oscilloscope, a permanent ECG chart recorder, and plug-in signal conditioner modules that provides measurement of different parameters. So in addition to those ECG recording equipments, so we have a surgical monitoring system. So while doing some surgery of the patient, so uh, we have to observe the different parameters, and those parameters should be provided by this surgical monitoring system. So in a surgery room, okay, surgery room. So this system will be present. So while doing surgery, we can observe the different parameters. Okay, so for that, that particular system generally consists of large multi-channel oscilloscope. So it will have multi-channel oscilloscope and a permanent ECG chart recorder. So it will provide a permanent record of the ECG waveform. And more important is the plug-in signal conditioner modules. So there are certain modules will be readily available to insert that particular system, monitoring system. Suppose like that, we have with that we can measure the different parameters. Okay, so generally we have the biomedical conditioners, signal conditioners. So signal conditioners are used to provide it is separate modules. Okay, so by that inserting that module to this system, so it directly we can directly observe the parameters of the concerned measurement. So for that we have, it includes the signal conditioner, biomedical signal conditioners includes universal unit for various bioelectric signals such as ECG unit. Okay, we can have ECG unit, EEG unit, a biotachometer, a transducer unit, an integrator, a differentiator, and an impedance unit. So here we have direct units. Suppose for measuring of the ECG waveform, so one module will be there. So by inserting that particular module, with that we can able to observe the ECG waveform of particular patient. Similarly, EEG unit. This is also a signal conditioning module. Okay, like that we can have a biotachometer. Tachometer is used for the measuring of the angular velocity. Angular velocity. And transducer unit. So this transducer unit may be converts any some electrical form to electrical form. Okay, maybe signal strength may be increases. Okay, and an integrator. So in some cases it is required to integrate all the signals. So in such situation, an integrator unit will be used, and a differentiator. So a differentiator is nothing but used to identify particular signal from the different signals. Okay, we can identify the particular value at that particular point of time. Okay, and an impedance unit. So impedance unit, we can use this impedance unit to provide high input impedance to the amplifier. Okay, so like that these units are compatible. So compatible means we can use in any form. So if any situations we can use these types of units, or we can call them as a signal conditioner modules. So each module will consist of in this each signal conditioner module includes two separate sub modules. So what you have seen, ECG, EEG, transducer, and all these modules should have any the following two types of sub modules. So each one is having two sub modules. Suppose if you consider a ECG module. So for the ECG module, what we require means, so first of all, we have to couple this module with the actual electrode system. So we have lead electrode system in there. So for that lead electrode system, we have to connect this coupler to the lead electrode system, and from that we have to control the different parameters. So we have to calibrate the system, and after that we can some amplification will be required. Okay, that is the actual any type of the signal signals conditioning system. So in the ECG block diagram, ECG mission block diagram, we can observe that all the lead electrodes will be connected to the input. So where that input is nothing but is some sort of the pre-amplifier sections. So it is nothing but some electronic circuitry, and from that it will be having some controls. So when we have to connect this output to the strip chart recorder, for that we have to have some control. So when it should be disconnected to the strip chart record. So for that we have to some controls. Okay, the connecting circuitry and the control circuit. So both will be present in a coupler. So coupler is a submodule. So in that submodule we have a circuitry and a controls equipment, control arrangements. It may be a switch. Okay, so like that we can have some essential elements in the coupler for the measurement of ECG, EEG, and etc. Okay, and after that we have a amplifier. So already you know that the purpose of the amplifier is to amplify the given input signal. Amplifier is used for the amplify the given input signal. So after obtaining this pre-amplification signals, so that signal should be sent to strip chart recorder. So for that we have to amplify the signal. So for that we can use some power amplifier section. Power amplifiers will be used. So that power amplifier circuit is also an electronic circuit. That is same for the all the types of measurements. Suppose ECG and EEG, we have two types of measurements: ECG waveform and EEG waveform. So when measuring these measuring sections may be different. So depending upon type of the electrode systems we are using for measuring these potentials, we have different couplers. But after obtaining the coupler output to display on the recorders or to display on the strip chart recorders, the circuitry which is almost the same for all these type of measurements. Okay, because finally we should write on the strip chart recorder. Okay, no other job is there. So after the output of the coupler output will be connected to the driver amplifier. So that driver amplifier will drive the sufficient potential, and it will suppress the sufficient potential to drive the strip chart recorders. Okay, stylus pen recorders. There are different types of recorders are there. Okay, strip chart recorders, stylus pen recorders. Okay, like that we have. So to drive those recorders, we have to use some extra energy, some extra amplified signal. So that functionality is performed by the driver amplifier. So this driver amplifier stage is same for all the measurement types, almost same. So that is explained here. So the amplifier units are designed for broadband amplification from DC to 10 kilohertz. So that amplifier section generally uses in the range of DC to 10 kilohertz range. Okay. So the amplifier is ground isolation type that eliminates a potential shock hazard to patient by isolating him to the current through his body can't exceed 2 microamperes. So while measuring, some current will be flows through this body. So that current should not exceed 2 microamperes. So in such a way, so this amplifier section will provide a ground isolation. Ground isolation. So with respect to the ground, so we can measure the potentials. Okay. So in some situations when we connect the higher, we can connect the AC supply to the this devices or equipments. So there is any leakage currents or maybe some short circuit will be there on this equipment. It leads to flow of the current to the patients. Okay. If there is any disconnections in the leads in the circuitry, so that may leads to get the shock. Okay, to avoid such situations, this driver amplifier or amplifier section will be have an isolation. So which eliminates if there is any shock to the patient while measuring. So that will be avoided. Okay. Because we are using the heavy currents. Suppose if you go for the CT scan, so there is a large amount of power or current will be used to run that particular device. Okay, if due to any reason or some any way, if any part of the that power supply is connected to the patient using, I mean, scanning section, that leads to shock for the patient. Okay, so that particular situation should be avoided. Okay, so for isolation of the shock for the patient should be avoided by using this amplifier also provides. Okay, and each amplifier provides a buffered output drive signal for peripheral monitoring equipment such as tape recorders, oscilloscope, and computers. So we are also it is also provide it will also acts as an buffer amplifier. So buffer amplifier main purpose is it will be provides high input impedance and low output impedance, and by that we can drive the uh, total voltage to the we can apply the total voltage to the um, peripheral monitoring equipment. Here the peripheral monitoring equipment means it is the tape recorders, oscilloscopes, and the computers display. Okay, so uh, that is about the amplifier section. And in the each biomedical coupler unit has a high input impedance compatible with the function it performs, thus differential inputs with a good communication mode reduction at 60 Hz. So we are saying that coupler is the initial part which connects the uh, signals, biopotential signals. Okay, so for that it will offer a high input impedance, and a common mode rejection ratio should be high. So common mode signals should be rejected, and it is at 60 Hz should be performed. Okay, so that coupler should have a ability that high input impedance. Okay, and having a differential input with a good common mode rejection ratio at 60 Hz should be there. Like that, that coupler will be designed. And universal biomedical coupler. So nowadays you get the universal biomedical coupler. So it can be used for any type of the measurements. Okay, so that is phonocardiography, electrocardiography, electromyography. So electromyography is nothing but the skin electrodes. Okay, and other measurements involving low or medium voltage, AC or DC signals. So universal biomedical coupler will be there. So by connecting this, we can get any type of the measurements, any type of the signals we can measure. Okay, and like that we can use the universal biomedical coupler. And that is about the surgical monitoring system. So coming to the next one, an atrial diagnostic unit. Atrial diagnostic unit, ADU, we can call this ADU. So an atrial diagnostic unit is a special type of monitoring device which combines several commonly used instruments for peripheral arteries evaluation. So for determination of the peripheral arteries evaluation, you can analyze this particular atrial diagnostic unit is useful. So ADU provides automated pressure cuff inflation for rapidly determining segmental pressures and post-exercise pressures trends in non-invasive peripheral arterial evaluations. So invasive means we have to insert some needles inside. So non-invasive means so it does not do any harm for the body, human being. Okay. So for doing the non-invasive peripheral arterial evaluations. Okay. So due to this uh, atrial pressures, and those atrial pressures um, will be reaches the peripheral of the body, peripherals of the body. So our peripherals are nothing but the legs and the head and also the arms. Okay. So when these atrial potentials are generated, those potentials will be transferred to entire body. Okay. So for that analysis of this atrial peripheral atrial pressures, so we can use this atrial diagnostic unit. Okay. So for that, so we can use an automated pressure cuff inflation for rapidly determining segmental pressures and post-exercise pressures. Can measure the pressure in terms of segmental ways. Okay, by using this automated pressure cuff inflation. So inflation means we are applying some pressure. So by that cuff will be having some expansion. So that we can call it as the inflation. So with this we can measure the segmental pressures and post-exercise pressure trends. Okay, so generally what is present in ADU? So atrial diagnostic unit what we can generally have. So the ADU consists of a heated stylus strip chart recorder. So it is having a recorder, a type of the heated stylus strip chart recorder, and a bidirectional Doppler flow meter with external loudspeaker and headphones. So here we have a bidirectional Doppler flow meter. So Doppler flow meter is used to measure the blood pressure, and that bidirectional. So we can measure any direction. It means the blood flowing from one side to other side. Bidirectional, we can measure the blood pressure by using this Doppler flow meter with the external loudspeaker and headphones. So while the blood pressure is measuring, so we can get some heart sounds. Okay, those heart sounds will be amplified and it will be heard by some speakers and headphones, loudspeakers and headphones. Okay, and also an ECG telemetry transmitter. ECG telemetry transmitter. So what it means? So telemetry means this signal, ECG signal is transmitted to some other places. For that, it should have some transmitter. If the generated ECG waveform is transmitted to some other places, some other hospitals, or some experts, subject experts will be there, and for that we have to transmit this generated ECG signal. Okay, so for that we have to for that this transmitter is useful, and it is present in the atrial diagnostic unit. And the non-fade two-channel oscilloscope with the freeze capability. So it is having a non-fade two-channel oscilloscope. So two-channel oscilloscope will be there with the freeze capability. So we can make freezing of that particular oscilloscope. The signal should be freezed for a certain amount of time. So that will be done by some storage oscilloscopes. Storage oscilloscope is there. By using that storage oscilloscope, we can freeze the applied input signal for an hour. We can few hours we can hold that particular signal. Okay, so like that we can have a two-channel oscilloscope. In all these will present in the atrial diagnostic unit, and also so we have a compressor with a regulator. A compressor with regulator and pressure gauge. So what is the need of compressor? So because to apply the pressure using the cuff, we can apply the pressure. With that only we can measure the blood pressure. Okay. So for that, how much pressure we have to apply, and how we can regulate the pressure. So for that it requires a compressor with a regulator and pressure gauges. And similarly, we have a foot switch activator for cuffs and recorders. So at the foot of the observer or the the staff which is working on this system will able to activate the cuffs and recorders. For that, they will have a foot switch at the near the legs. Okay, at the foot. Okay, at the foot we can operate foot switch by using the foot or leg. Okay, by that we can apply the pressure to the cuff, and by that we can connect the recorder to different signals. And we have a digital heart rate tachometer. So with this we can measure the heart rate in terms of digital. So all these equipments will be present in the atrial diagnostic unit. Okay. So and the next one is third one is catheterization lab. The next one is catheterization lab. So what is the meaning of catheterization? So already you know that catheterization is a technique is to introduce a catheter into the heart and through this catheter to inject a radio opaque dye into the cardiac chamber. Okay. So we will send some radio opaque material or dye to the cardiac chamber through some catheter. So by sending that radio opaque dye to the cardiac chamber, so that particular process of the dye will traverse through these arteries and that will be monitored by fluoroscopically on a monitor. So by using the monitor, so we can also observe the how this particular uh, dye will be flowing through different arteries, and and also we can observe the any blockages will be there. In generally, so for the heart attack will be occurred due to any blockages are occurred in arteries. Okay, that can be scanned and the motion picture can be taken simultaneously. So with this catheterization technique, by using catheterization techniques, we can observe if there is any blockages are there in arteries, and from that we can identify the how this inserted dye will be flowing through different parts of the body. So by using fluoroscopically monitoring that uh, movement of the this injected dye. So it is also very one of the important lab which will present in the hospitals. Highly constructed hospitals will present this type of the catheterization lab, which is mainly used for the um, uh, observe the any blockages in coronary arteries. Suddenly, if there is any heart attacks are occurred, so what happened? So how can analyze the so if there is any block or not? So if you take this, how much it is? I mean, where it will be present. So to identify such situations, we can use this catheterization lab. And this process is somewhat dangerous process because we are first of all catheterization is a one tough situation. I mean, so somewhat we have to inject a catheter to the arteries, so where it is should be sent to the arteries of the heart. So doing that one is also a dangerous, and in addition to that inject some we can inject some uh, radio opaque dyes. Radio opaque dyes. By that we can observe the movement of this material, how it will be flowing through different stages. Okay, so for that we have to observe the continuously or monitor continuously. So in such situation, catheterization So we have to observe observe or monitor the patient continuously. So to monitor continuously, we have a certain monitoring system. How we can monitor? How we can monitor a patient? Okay. That is nothing but different for this also for this lab also having different computerized units which are capable of monitoring all the variables such as cardiac vascular pressure, cardiac output, and ECG. So all the measuring uh, sensors which are connected to a computer, okay, and that computer rather outputs should be observed on the screen. Okay, for that we can use a cardiac output measuring device, ECG measuring device, and vascular pressure measuring, cardiovascular pressure measuring. So all these measurements will be done, and that output signals of these output signals are connected to a computerized system or unit. Okay, so that will be from that at a time we can observe. So what happens if the cardiac output is increases high or the time taken for the P wave is increases. So all this will be you can make interrelation, and according to that we can calculate certain parameters, and based upon that calculations will be performed by the computerized system. The computer will perform those operations. So as a human being, we cannot observe at individual points where it is making very high value, where it is making low value. So how this time lapse between p value and QRS waveform. So how this time is increasing or decreasing. So we cannot observe manually with a rapidly. Okay, because that situation is a very dangerous process. Okay, so that's why all these situations will be connected. The measurements of the this ECG and cardiac output and cardiovascular monitoring pressure, all this should be connected to the computer. So according to that, the sensors provided the signal to the computer, and the computer will be provides calculates the different parameters. So from if the parameters are deviating from the normal values, so the computer will provide some indications. Okay, red color indications like that. It will makes. So the observer which is monitoring, so he or she continuously observes the monitors by using this computer. Okay. So in some situations, it is required to recall all the uh, details of the patient. So that again also should be provided by using this catheterization lab. And also we can have some continuous recording of these different waveforms. Data, analog data can be recorded continuously, and the results should present in the same graph. Okay, so the test results are incorporated in a comprehensive final report. So it should be provide a final report, and in that final report, what is there, what it will consist of a calculated results, derived results. So calculated results and derived results. These derived results are from the from the obtained results. From that we can derive some other results. Okay, and some comments. So comments means whether if any parameter is deviating from its normal value. So in the comment section, it will gives the information that this particular parameter is deviated from the normal value. Like that, in that comment section, we have some comments, and similarly, we have some summary. So overall summary of that monitoring system, and pictorial representation of the heart. So how the heart valves are opening and closing. Okay, that will be represented in the form of pictorial form and showing the pressures. So different pressures are there, systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. So these two pressures will be displayed continuously. Okay, so like this, different parameters will be present in a final report. These parameters will present in a final report, and so and it is also have a CRT display. So with that CRT display, so in the catheterization equipment only, in the lab we have some one monitoring device. That monitoring device have all these what we have discussed up now. So all these equipments will be present. So measuring of the different waveforms, okay, and that will be computerized, and having some files of the patient, the previous history, so that will be provided, and also having the results, so lab results, so to measure the blood variations, okay. So here we have some blood reports, and all those reports should be saved in a this monitoring system. Okay. So the computer monitor unit also have a keyboard which allows an operator instant access to any information that the console he or she can require at any time. So this computerized monitor what we are using here, so that will be used to provide any type of the information of the patient. Okay, so like that the computerized monitor will be have, and also a keyboard. So with this keyboard, the observer will will access the any type of the information regarding this patient. And there are also 10 function calculator adjacent to the keyboard. So and also we have a calculator. So you can have a calculator. So like this we have certain components in the catheterization lab we can observe. In catheterization lab, all these monitoring devices. So these are nothing but the monitoring devices. So having some display devices and observing the potentials from the patient, different potentials, pressure and cardiac output, ECG waveform, ECG output. So all these will be given to computer. So according to that particular applied inputs, that computerized system will be evaluates the different parameters, and according to that it will produces the output display. Okay, and also so finally we have some results system, results area, and those results will provide some output. Okay, so what is the patient name? Okay, all those information will provide in the results section. Okay, so so today's session we are discussed about a surgical monitoring system, an arterial diagnostic system or unit, and the catheterization lab. So these are some additional or other instrumentation equipments which are generally